everyone. Yeah, DiscoMcDisco here with another video. I had a little bit of trouble, as you might have noted from the previous video. I recorded about 3.5, 4 hours worth of footage for you guys, and lost every single bit of it due to it just being a corrupt recording. Very, very frustrating. So I'll try and fill you in bit by bit on how things have been going. As you can see, I'm running around doing a little bit of caving. One of the things that I've been looking at is essentially we're going on a quest for snow. This is part of the stuff that I lost last time, but one of the things that I want to try and do is work on, maybe some modern builds. And I quite like snow in the default texture pack. I know that lots of people are playing things like Feed the Beast and things at the moment, and while I think they're great, I'm not going to dive straight into that one yet. I find the whole thing relatively scary. I have been having a play in a single player world and mucking about in creative and stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to be learning that on camera, I don't think. But yeah, one of the things I want to try and do, I use an application on my phone called Flipboard, which I love to bits. It's a bit of a news reader aggregator kind of tool. Essentially, like the UK edition itself has got a couple of really good things in it. One of them being the homes section, and it focuses quite a lot on sort of modern stylistic houses, very modular, very contemporary, and that kind of works in with with trying to keep sort of nice, clean, white surfaces with uses of different kinds of wood and that kind of thing. And Minecraft's quite good at being able to build that kind of thing up. I mean, one of the things that I want to try and do is, you use some of the inspiration from some of the YouTubers that I watch. In this particular case, I quite like the work of Corrales. I think the guy's an absolute genius. So I want to try and focus on some of his bits and pieces, because he's got a very defined, definite style when it comes to modern builds. The balance of trying to get some of the snow type stuff and trying to get that texture to work nicely with others should be good fun. Unfortunately, one of the other ones that I really like is iron blocks, but that's going to take me an awful long time to do. Hence this caving section that we're doing here. What I do plan on doing now is a little bit of a time lapse of the caving that I do. As with the feedback on the last apology video, I will slow it down for the bits of action that I think are worthwhile. But yeah, I'm gonna run around here a bit till I run out of useful resources and bits and pieces, and then we'll pick it back up once I manage to make it out. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Let's see how far away we actually ended up getting. Yeah, well that's pretty good. Essentially, I've left the initial home that we built in the live stream, which was appalling. We'll never be doing that again. The quality of the Google Hangout stuff in comparison to some of the other solutions is just ridiculous. So I'm going to focus on trying to get Twitch up and running. I do have a channel over there already, but I've not done a huge amount. But yeah, I've gone and travelled to pastures new. Essentially, I was after the hunt for snow. I've managed to find it. One of the things that I'm particularly looking for is a pumpkin, because then I can make a decent snow generator. And I'm sure if you guys haven't seen those before, a snow generator is essentially a caged snowman kept in the right biome, and then you can use shovels to rapidly mine all the snowballs that get dropped, which is brilliant. I mean, it's such a quick and easy way of getting it. And I'm on the hunt for snow because I like the texture in vanilla. I mean, there's thousands of texture packs everywhere, but the texture of snow itself is actually quite good. I enjoy using it. I enjoy playing with it. I think it contrasts particularly well with this type of wood. So I will definitely be doing more with that. The idea is to do a fair few modern builds. I like that style of play. Corrales is a really good example of somebody who does a good job of this. A stack and a bit of iron, excellent. Yeah, Corrales is a really good example of somebody who does a good job of that. I really enjoy looking at and watching his Let's builds. Now, I'm not going to be a Let's builder. I don't think I'm anywhere close to doing that, but along the way we'll learn, and hopefully we'll find out new and cool things that we can all do together. My aim mostly is to try and work my way up to getting some diamonds, and then start thinking about decent sort of interesting bass construction. I really do want to start mucking about with some redstone, but I think I'm going to hold off doing anything major until the latest, until 1.5. I'm not too sure whether it's far off, a couple of months maybe. Sorry, I need a drink now. Couple of months maybe, but there's no point in me getting into any sort of major bits and pieces now with that. I do need to make sure that I get some diamond. Once I've got enough materials, or I'm comfortable that I have enough materials, then I'll start building a decent base. I'll probably go back to where I started off in the live stream. I quite like that area. It's close to spawn as well, which as people start coming back onto this server bit by bit, we have had the odd person on once or twice, but nobody's sort of staying for any major time. We can hopefully build up some really decent stuff. I need to get a branch mine sorted. I need to transport as much of this stuff as I can back. I think we should consider this a little sort of mining outpost here. There is a way into the cave system that we were just in down the bottom here. So we've got plenty to play around with. I mean, as you could see, there are tons and tons and tons of resources down there. So we shouldn't have too much trouble at all, sort of building up a decent amount of iron and what have you. I suppose my ultimate goal is to build a nice a nice relatively large house, which contains rooms for all of the really useful stuff. I do want to make sure that we've got enchanting rooms, and we've got farms for each of the different mobs, making sure that we've got the crops to feed them all. I don't yet have any potatoes and things. I've not been lucky enough to get a drop off of a zombie for those yet, as far as I can see. No. So yeah, I'll go hunting for a village at some point, but right now my main focus is trying to get my hands on phone going off. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. It's New Year's Eve, and people are being kind enough to check in on me, which is nice. But no, I'm more than happy not to end up clubbing until ridiculous hours of the morning. Now, where were we? Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, farms for each of the different mobs. I do want to make sure that we've got crops for everything. But right now, my main focus is getting a decent little stockpile of stuff and taking it back to the other base. I'm hoping. Actually, while we wait for this to cook, let's make another sword, and then let's go wandering around in the wilderness. Let's see what we can find. Now, I don't have enough wood, so let's go and. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. You came out of nowhere. Excellent. Exactly what I wanted. Yeah, let's go for a wander, and now I've got that iron on me, we can always make another workbench somewhere if we need to. See if we can go find a pumpkin today. The sooner we get it, the sooner we can move on, build our first machine. Now I follow quite a lot of people on YouTube, but some of my favourites are Corrales, a video, BOO. I was a donator once to BOO. The guy at the time sort of needed reassuring that what he was doing was the right decision. He's since gone full time. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a great builder. I hope that you'll go and watch his videos after watching mine if you don't know who he is already. He's great fun. Avidia has got one of the smoothest, calmest voices in the world. I love watching his videos. He's an entertaining chap. He's also very he's quite technically minded. He's very much enjoying his time on an FTV server with a bunch of guys. There's a whole group of guys who collectively run on a server for Mindcrack. Again, the collection of people on there are great. They've got a really good mix of technical people and builders and people in between. Nebris, for example, he's building this ridiculous power plant over there at the moment. I highly recommend going and watching some of Nebris's videos. There's a great load of talent out there. I'm hoping that they give me a lot of inspiration for doing stuff over here. Not that I'm going to be sitting there copying people, but once in a while somebody comes up with an idea that is just so simple and so brilliant. You can't pass up, but give it all a go. Codecrafted is another one. I quite like him. He tends to build some rather interesting little machines. Often post video responses to other people making their machines, either more efficient or more useful, or fixing little bugs that they might have had. So I watch a lot of his stuff. And Dirt Crafter is probably one of my favourite YouTubers. He essentially does these tiny little contraptions. He's got an all-in-one cooker that I love the look of. I do I am going to aim to sort of build a way of collecting mobs, passive mobs like sheep and cows and things, into a large collective stream, so that I can cook them nicely and easily. I think it's just a brilliant idea. On previous servers, I've built things like a baconator, because I like cooked pork. Pork is the greatest meat of all time. It's fun for me to try and sort of come up with random ways to do this stuff. Now, I don't really understand redstone 100%. I thought I had my head around some of it, but there are so many quirks and glitches and bits and pieces to get your head around, that there's bound to be ridiculously more efficient ways of doing any of the stuff that I've attempted in the past. I do hope that sort of people like Codecrafted and whatever, happen to notice any of the bits and pieces that I build. I do want to try and come up with some really interesting stuff, rather than just sort of run-of-the-mill farms with a bunch of animals running around in them. I do want to try and do something a little bit more interesting. Decent like wall traps. I've seen some really good ice machines, but of course to do that I need to make sure that I've got myself some diamonds. We did find some down in that previous jaunt in the cave system, so I know that they're around. I think I only saw about 2, so if you guys happen to notice anything through the running around, let me know. But yeah, I'm going to keep hunting around. Oh, lovely circus ribbing. Keep hunting around, see if we can't find a pumpkin today. And when we do, I think I'll call this the end to this episode. And then we'll be back next time, and I'll take you through the snow generator stuff. Now, hopefully everybody's having a really good New Year's Eve. Or had a good New Year's Eve by the time this goes out. I'm sure that everybody will either be enjoying their festivities or will be recovering from them on our lovely day off tomorrow that we'll all have. Actually, do we all have days off tomorrow? I'm sure New Year's Day is it's a bank holiday worldwide, right? I mean, the majority of countries will be relaxing tomorrow, I would have thought, which would be good because everybody needs a break now and then. I'm myself just coming off my Christmas break. Haven't done a huge amount with it. I've had a few people around. I've had some games to play. I've managed to get myself into the closed beta for a web game called Neptune's Pride, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully that's kicking off in the next couple of days. Sort of like an online space strategy game. but really, really good fun. The latest version has sort of been coded from the ground up again, and I'm looking forward to sort of new and interesting mechanics to play with. He's definitely added in a big new twist in that there's a turn-based game rather than a real-time based game. But essentially, the idea is to get as many stars as possible, and in the process of doing so, you end up having sort of fights with other real-world players. And it can be quite a good strategy game specifically because it's sort of real-time, and that adds another element or two to how complex it can be to try and come up with a really decent, clear strategy for taking people on and not leaving yourself undefended and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to get in touch with the guy and ask him whether he's got any kind of NDA attached to it, because I'd quite like to do sort of a beta recap of what I play. I'll probably only do like a short preview video, maybe sort of 7 or 8 minutes of a whole game played. But I think it's a very interesting game. It could be really good fun for a lot of people. Now you can sort of join lots of free games. He does run a free server, but I think you can pay something as little as sort of £10 or $10, and set up your own games. That's sort of an unlimited thing, which is really good fun, and that opens up all sorts of other bits and pieces, like delaying or making technology more expensive. So it's a little bit harder for everybody to upgrade at the same pace, and it changes the way that people plan and strategize. And I've just realised it's night time and I haven't found a single pumpkin. Yeah, so no, it's been good. It's been good having a bit of a chat about the plans that I want to go for. There's nothing really set in stone. I mean, I'd be interested in what other people want to see me give a go. I'm very interested in doing the newest Vex map when it comes out. I think the guy's an absolute sadistic genius. He makes some amazing maps. So if you haven't seen any of the Vex stuff before, he's essentially got a range of maps called Super Hostile. I highly recommend them. They're really, really good fun to play. Oh, need to eat some food. So you may see me doing the latest one when that eventually hits our downloads. I do follow the guy on Twitter, so hopefully I'll know as soon as they come out. And I'm interested in doing some PvP stuff. If anybody can recommend any servers, or if anybody wants me to come and play along on a PvP server somewhere and do some recording for you, we'll do a bit of a capture. We can always lava pool, yeah, lava pool. I can jump on your servers and sort of video capture that stuff. Do a little bit of a cut and a review at the end of it. So yeah, I think there's a couple of bits and pieces that could sort of grow out of this. We could have some real fun with it. I've fallen out of playing FTL. I know on my channel there's one really appalling video and one fail commentary which I thought was quite good. I'm looking forward to perhaps just doing fail commentaries again down the line. A few of my mates still play it quite a lot, so I'm happy to sort of watch them play and sort of talk and critique through some of their runs. I may do some more on that in the future. We'll have to wait and see. I'm also waiting for Don't Starve to have a Mac edition. Apparently it's there's no fixed time frame, but they have got the Mac edition working under Chrome, so you can get a Chrome key and play that. I'm not going to do that. I do have a copy of it already. I got gifted it for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully the Mac edition comes out and I can use my my Steam key to get a version to start playing with you guys. Again, that's another sort of, you know, survival game. If you haven't seen it, there's a couple of really good Let's Plays from Etho and DMcD. They've both done really nice sort of walkthroughs. I think Etho managed to get himself up to 51 days, which I consider being a pretty damn good run. Okay, I'm gonna skip going any further this way. I think we're starting to get to a point where we're too far away from everything, and I want to still sort of work between that 700 blocks between the old base and the new little mining hut. I think I'm going the right way. I don't actually have a clue, but let's just head back over here. Yeah, let me disappear for a minute while I try and make my way home, and I'll pick this up again once I'm there. Okay, looks like this is home, which is good. Let's get in and sleep as quickly as possible. Try not to die in the process, which would be great. I almost died twice on the way back. I could do without it. Sleep, relax. I think I'm going to call this an episode. We may come back in a bit. You'll know because you'll be able to look at the video and see how long it is. But yeah, I'm going to go to sleep now, and I'm going to cut the recording as we are. If this is the end of the episode, then it's been nice having you over again. I'm looking forward to some of the adventures and bits and pieces we'll have. Next episode we'll definitely find a pumpkin, we will definitely get a snow generator going, and we'll definitely start working on a way for us to try and get all of the stuff transported between this hut and the old one. Maybe we'll build like some kind of nether route, or I know that there was a video a little while ago by a guy called Exuma, or Suzuma. He's another British fella who's a bit of a builder and is a designer. He was talking to Dinnerbone about getting minecarts to go through nether portals. Hopefully we can get that working, and we can do something interesting with that. But yeah, thanks for coming around again, guys, and I will see you next time.